Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. The political stage in the Mulembe nation, is getting slippery and very interesting for politicians seeking votes there. Earlier today, there is a very interesting event that happened during William Ruto Mudavadi's campaigns in Busia County. A speaker who had been given the podium, or rather the chance to address Busia residents, actually started campaigning for Azimio. Whether it was a slip of the tongue or not, in my considered opinion, I tend to believe that the damage has been done and there are some things that came out or rather got exposed as a result of that speaker mentioning Azimio in William Ruto's rally in Busia. So in this video, I want us to have a look at that short clip, after which, as usual here, we are just going to dissect it to exactly see what it means politically. Listen into this.
So wakati huu sio wakati wa kucheza. Sawa sawa? Yes, nitakuwa MP wa Nambale constituency. So sisi naomba kwa niaba ya wananchi wa Nambale kwamba mfanye nini? Mupigie Azimio ya Kenya Kwanza. Mupigie Kenya Kwanza kura. Ile ya hasla mwenyewe ambaye ni Dr. William.
Yes. One of our fans here sent me that short clip and I felt it was worth analyzing and discussing here because it exposes some things that Kenyans must know about Busia and about Western Kenya politics. And that's exactly what I want us to find out in this video and in this analysis. So if in case you've just bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya. What does that mean politically? That's our analysis. The first thing, listening to that speaker talk, I might be tempted to conclude that he is in Kenya Kwanza Alliance physically, but mentally, his heart belongs to Azimio. So even though he is surrounded by Ruto, Mudavadi, Wetangula, and those people, he still finds it hard to ignore talking about Azimio. So in a nutshell, he attended that Tanga rally physically, but mentally his heart and his thinking is all Azimio. That comes out very, very clearly. And that's actually why he's talking about Azimio. Just another indication that maybe we might be having some leaders in order, but they are just there physically. But their hearts are somewhere else. Same to Azimio. And that speaker has just exposed that very, very well. And then secondly, the ground there seems to be Azimio. If that short clip is anything to go by. Immediately that speaker mentioned Azimio. And for those who are keenly watching that clip, I know you saw that. Immediately he mentioned Azimio, the crowd went wild. They were cheering him up. And now when he was trying to revert back to Kenya Kwanza Alliance, you are seeing people doing this. An indication that attendees, those who attended that rally, they are mainly Azimio supporters. And that also puts into perspective people attending some of these rallies. In my considered opinion again, the strength of a candidate sometimes cannot be measured by the crowd again. Because you can find people just attending the rally to see, maybe they have just been hearing about Ruto or about Mudavadi or Wetangula. So some might be attending these rallies just to see, is this the Ruto we have been hearing about? Is this the Wetangula Mudavadi? So that incident of today also puts to question whether whether the popularity of some of these leaders can actually be measured using the crowd that attends their rallies. But also the size of a crowd, again, in one way or the other, shows the popularity and the fame of a leader or somebody or a personality. But it does not mean that now that crowd is yours. Yes. And then another thing that comes out, Mudavadi is clearly being exposed as not a force to reckon with in Busia and to a larger extent in Western Kenya. Yesterday, Ruto, Mudavadi, and Wetangula, that whole team, they were in Vihiga County, Musalia Mudavadi's home county. And still, the attendance there was also not that good. In fact, even from those who attended, they were not all that enthusiastic. And that's Musalia Mudavadi's home county. And then now they come to Busia, and in fact, Busia is even worse. The attendance is even poorer than actually it was in Vihiga yesterday. So as much as we cannot gauge a popularity of a politician by the size of the crowd also speaks volumes unto the fame or popularity of that said politician. As much as Raila can be hated maybe in Kalenjin Rift Valley, simply because of his big name, his fame, Raila holding a rally in the heart of Kalenjin nation might attract a very big crowd simply because they have been hearing about Raila Odinga. So it also shows the big attendance, also shows the popularity of a personality. But that big crowd does not mean that now that's your support. So to put things into perspective, the bigger the crowd, in my considered opinion, largely symbolizes a politician's or a personality's fame or popularity, yes. But that does not mean that that crowd are his supporters, or that crowd supports that personality. So today, what we witnessed also in Busia, you know, Busia is largely being seen to be a Raila stronghold. But Musalia Mudavadi and his team, they have been trying to create a picture that actually Musalia Mudavadi controls Western, controls the Mulembe nation. And Cleophas Malala has been trying very desperately to portray that kind of a picture. But from what we have just witnessed from that clip, that is not the case. Mudavadi is not a force in Busia, and to a larger extent in Western. And also something funny happened today again in the same Busia. Upon Kenya Kwanza Alliance landing in Busia, the reception was largely low. It was not all that good. So Cleophas Malala, because they have been really hyping their rallies in Western, Cleophas Malala, taking to his Facebook account, decided to share a fake video, an old video of a rally they did 2 weeks ago in Rift Valley. Yes, in Rift Valley, Eldama Ravine. You can still remember when Musalia Mudavadi was saying that Mamake ni Cherono, Eldama Ravine. So Cleophas Malala, earlier today, through his Facebook account, actually shared that video, and then he captioned it, Busia. That now that is the kind of attendance they got in Busia. In fact, that's an analysis we did some few hours ago. If in case you missed that analysis, it's a wonderful analysis. Otherwise, from that short clip, it's very clear that Western Kenya, the ground there, might be pro-Azimio. I think these are facts that now we should not be beating about the bush. These are some real facts that as Kenyans, as true people who analyze politics, we must pinpoint out such facts. Busia County and largely Western is coming out as an Azimio stronghold and not Mudavadi or Kenya Kwanza stronghold. That comes out very, very clearly. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me remind you once more that if you've just bumped here for the very first time, and so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. To those watching us outside Kenya for the very first time, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And if possible again, and if you feel you love this video, subscribe, give it a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya. And before I forget, to our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful. We are almost hitting the 20,000 subscribers mark. And this has been possible because of your continued support here. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana.